Hello, this is Becky. This is my journal entry number 3 on pop music and how I feel about it. So I guess my analysis for pop music is that it's not that great. Like, I don't know why that specifically comes to my mind first, but I feel like it's not as good as it once was. I feel like a lot of the songs are kind of been there, done that. A lot of repeated like melodies or themes to the songs. So that's my first impression of pop music nowadays. I quickly think of my daughter, she's 11. When we go in the car or something, that's mainly when I listen to music because I drive a long time to go to school at New England Tech. Or when I'm driving her to sporting events or wherever she needs to go. She always changes the station on me if I ever get out of the car or if I'm not paying attention, to like Venus, it's called, on satellite radio, which is all the pop music. Sorry, that's my dog in the background. And or it's like number 2, which is like pop hits. And I hate it because it's like I feel like it's very whiny. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. But some of the songs are funny. Like in one of the articles, Ariana Grande, Thank You Next. That's pretty catchy. So I'll give her that. But other than that, I'm really not too impressed with music nowadays. So going over the 3 articles, I took some notes. For the first one, The New Kind of Pop Star, I really thought it was pretty interesting because I've heard my daughter and her friends, specifically her best friend is a year older, they really are into K-pop, and I don't even understand it. But it seems like preteen girls love K-pop. It's Korean pop music. It's really upbeat, and kids really seem to love it. I thought it was really interesting to read about it, and how it's such a big part of culture in that age bracket. Let's see. And like Pop 2.0 that they mentioned in the article was also pretty interesting too because it referenced like several different styles mixed together, which I kind of, if you just look at like satellite radio, like I have that in my car, like I listen to Alt Nation, which is like kind of like, it's a little mixture, but it's not like pop, but I guess it really is because there's a big following of that too. I like classic rock. I like, things like Michael Jackson and stuff like that, just because, but that's like, he's like the king of pop. I wish all music was like that. But anyways, getting back to this, pop is they said that, like a country star goes pop, which I feel like that happened a lot. Like I remember when I was younger, I used to love to listen to country gold Saturday nights. It was like the older country music that my parents used to listen to, and I used to love that. It's like I could hear all the words. It made sense, and like I really liked that. And they say that when a country star goes pop, it's a softening or a compromise. Like they're giving up something of themselves to go pop, like almost like they just want to make more money, so that's why they're going pop. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And like music subcultures, like I would say that Alt Nation, alternative music, there's emo, there's all different kinds of subcultures. And like it was interesting, Florida Georgia Line was also considered like a hybrid performer. They performed one of their songs with Nelly. I forget what it's called, but people went nuts over that. I didn't particularly care for it, but it makes sense reading the article about it. And like a Pop 2.0 star would be Rihanna because she raps, she sings ballads, and she does like dance music. So she's like hitting all the bases. So that's pretty cool. The second article, Pop in the Era of Distraction. This really hit home for me just because it's like, who has time for music? I'm in my last semester of nursing school. I don't feel like I have time for anything. That's why you get to see me like this all the time. But I really enjoy music. If I'm ever cleaning the house or when I'm driving is mainly when I listen to music. But the internet demands more content. And like it's like they're upping the ante. Like each song is just a click away. Like I can just listen to something anytime I want and I don't have to buy anything. So they have to like, it talked about, like Instagram building a following. There's no gatekeepers like we learned about in the first week of school. No filters, no people, you can just access whatever you want. Another thing too that I found really interesting in this article is they talked about Billie Eilish, she's actually on the station that I listen to in my car. And she's only 16 years old and she has this huge following, and she hasn't even produced her first album yet. She has, there's songs and she has a huge following, like I said, but her first record or album, I don't even know which one they're referring to. She has songs out, but not a whole record. You Should See Me in a Crown. That's her big hit right now. Sorry, my computer went on. But I just thought that was really cool because I listened to her and she's really pretty amazing for a young girl. And like the internet, it's the era of distraction, like Instagram, and fans can be like pretty intimate with the people that they really like. And it's like hyper interactive, like you pretty much can see everything they're doing if they want you to see that. Thirdly, the Twilight of the Rock Gods. This was also really interesting because I really enjoy, the older rock, like classic rock. Not so much like they talked about Guns N' Roses and Bruce Springsteen. I didn't realize that last year 41% of album sales were rock. I thought that was it's like beat out pop by a huge margin. The oldest rockers are now turning like 70 years old. And within the next 20 years, they'll all be over 70, which is also a fun fact. And it said in this article that the young stars probably won't fill the void, which is understandable. And touring makes the money. Bruce Springsteen had the most money made from touring. He made more than Beyonce, which I also thought that was really... Because, like, going to concerts now, like, I barely go. I live right near Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods Casino. I could go to concerts every day, practically. But I don't really go. Maybe if I had time, I would. But you have to really entice me to go to a concert. I think the last one I went to was Rob Zombie. I know that's weird, but it was a really good concert. So that is my take on pop music. And I do agree that I don't think the young pop stars will fill the void of the old rockers. But these articles were all really interesting, and that's what I think.